Manchester United fans, here we go again. We're back in that familiar cycle, building hope for weeks, waiting through the international break, feeling that excitement rise, only for the Premier League to return and we somehow lose at home to a 10-man Everton. It's painful, it's frustrating, it's the kind of result that drains your soul. But as Manchester United fans, one thing we can never do is give up. We keep pushing, we keep believing, because that is what this club stands for. And now, on Sunday, we go again, against a Crystal Palace side that has become one of the toughest teams to face at home. The last time we beat them away from home was back in 2020. Since then, they've either beaten us or held us whenever they play on their turf. And to make it even worse, they've improved massively under Glasner. This season alone, they've only lost twice, and they haven't lost a single Premier League game at home, but there is hope for us. Where is that hope? It's simple, they just played a Conference League match yesterday and lost 2-1 to Strasbourg. That means tired legs, fatigue, slower reactions, and that gives us a window, an opening we must take advantage of. Manchester United always seems to find a way to make things more difficult than they need to be, but we've had a full week of rest, and we're coming off a humiliating defeat at Old Trafford. There has to be a reaction, there must be hunger, there must be energy, there must be passion. Because like I said in my last video, losing to a Crystal Palace side back-to-back, that plays the exact same formation as us will only mean one thing, that they've mastered this system better than we have. That their coach understands the setup more deeply and have passed it on to his players more effectively. And most importantly, it will mean we are not back, we're simply back to default settings, the same old cycle we've been stuck in for a long time. So in today's video, we're not just talking, we're building. I will create the best formation and tactics that Manchester United can use to beat Crystal Palace. Don't click away, stick with me. Let's break this down together and find the blueprint to victory. But before we start, do me a huge favor, smash that like button and subscribe if you love honest, passionate football talk, and comment your preferred starting 11, I will be responding to every comment. So now, let's get straight into business. We're sticking with the exact same formation, the 3-4-2-1. Because the truth is simple, the formation has never been the problem. The system isn't what's killing Manchester United. What's killing us is the players not being good enough and not fighting hard enough. When United are going to lose a match, I can tell from the very first minute. I can tell from the way we start the game, from how our players press, or don't press, from how they react to second balls, from how they fight. You can literally see from minute one whether we came to win, or whether we came to suffer. So let's build the line up from the back, starting with the goalkeeper, Lamens. Now, this guy is a very good keeper. One thing about him is that his reflexes are incredible. Sometimes he makes saves that you don't expect from someone his age. But I need to say something many people may not like, and that is, this guy still has a lot to learn. And that is normal, he's young. He's going to make mistakes, and no one should crucify him for that. But it is the responsibility of the coaching staff to help him grow. And right now I don't know what they're doing, because the signs, both good and bad, are very clear. We all know the good signs. We've seen his reflex saves, we've seen his bravery, we've seen moments where he has kept us alive in games. But let me talk about the bad signs, and when I say bad, I don't mean he's a bad keeper. I mean these are things that need proper coaching, because they can be corrected. If you watch him closely, you'll notice something he does all the time. He takes a half step before diving. That tiny hesitation, that small extra movement, is the reason why he doesn't always get a strong hand on the ball. Yes, he touches the ball. But he could save even more if the timing of his step was right. Because with his natural reflex, if he perfects that technique, that step before the dive, he becomes even harder to beat. Now over to the defenders. On the right side, I'm sticking with Euro as the right centre-back. I actually wanted to go with Mazraoui in that role, but the truth is he still doesn't look 100% fit. He hasn't been performing at the level we all know he can reach. Even Euro himself hasn't been in great form lately, he's been shaky in possession and even defensively. But the best way to bring a player back to form is by playing him, giving him minutes, letting him correct his mistakes. Euro is young, He's hungry, and he wants to put things right. And this right-hand side is going to demand a lot defensively in this game, which I'll explain more when we get into the tactical section. At the heart of the defense, the main centre-back position goes to De Ligt. He has been our most consistent defender this season, performing at a level even better than what we expected. Right now, he looks like a player in his prime, and this match is going to put a lot on his shoulders because he'll be tasked with containing Mateta. It won't be an easy job, but he has proven to be one of the most important players in our entire team this season. On the left side of the defense, I'm going with Luke Shaw. I honestly wanted to change this role, but the fact that I haven't seen Martinez get even a few minutes means he's clearly not fully ready yet. And let's not forget, it was Crystal Palace that injured Martinez last season, so we have to be careful. I really wanted Shaw to play more as a left wing-back, but for this game, I need him at left centre-back. Maybe things will change in the next match. This particular game will demand too much from Shaw if he plays as a wing-back, especially when you consider the energy required to overlap and then recover quickly when we get hit on the counter. Then over to the midfield. On the right side of the double six, I'm going with Casemiro. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but for me, I'm not replacing Casemiro yet. People are quick to say he had a bad game against Everton, but they forget the whole team played poorly. Bruno was even worse in that match, so why should Casemiro be the one to get dropped after just one bad performance, especially when he has been good for us many times this season? Right now, this is what we have, and for the moment, I'm sticking with him. And when I get to the double tens, I'll explain exactly why our midfield becomes so porous at times. On the left side of the midfield, I'm going with Bruno Fernandes. There isn't much to explain here, we all know this is not his natural position, but we still need him on the pitch because of the creativity he offers. That's why we desperately need to sign a midfielder who can play deep and also create. Without that type of player, we are stuck with Bruno in this role for now. Then over to the wing-backs. On the right side, I'm going with Ahmad. This is the kind of game where we need serious attacking threat, but at the same time, we must defend deep and wide. And Ahmad has been doing both very well. When he plays as a right wing-back, he pulls defenders toward him, sometimes two players marking him at once. That creates huge spaces from Mbeumo, who is usually completely free, but the problem is that United never seem to see or use those runs Mbeumo makes. Still, Ahmad gives us balance, work rate, dribbling, and creativity, so he starts at right wing-back for me. On the left, I'm going with Dorgu. I really wanted Shaw here, but since Martinez hasn't returned to the pitch yet, we still need Shaw as a central defender. I also considered playing Heaven as the left centre-back and pushing Shaw forward as the left wing-back, but we all know how dangerous Crystal Palace can be on the counter. They use the exact same formation, and I don't think Luke Shaw is ready yet to sprint up and down the pitch at the pace this match will demand. So for now, Dorgu is the safer for me even though he does so much less attacking-wise. That is why I said many times we need a real wing-back. Then we move to the two number 10s. On the left, I'm going with Mason Mount. We've only lost one match he started this season, and that was against Arsenal, and even in that game, we played good football and completely dominated the midfield. And this is exactly my point, our midfield becomes porous in any match where Mount is not one of the number 10s. Out of possession, he drops deep, he adds bodies in midfield, and he makes it much harder for opponents to just run through us. He brings intensity, energy, pressing, and he chases everything. For me, if Mount is fit, he should always be starting. On the right, Mbeumo, without question. One of the best signings we made last summer. He's been brilliant, and the chemistry he has with Ahmad on that right side is something we absolutely cannot afford to break. We missed that connection in the last match, and this time we need it from the very first minute. And then the big man up front, I'm going with Cunha. Crystal Palace have the second best defense in the league right now, and to break that kind of defense, you need a striker who makes dangerous runs in behind, who can hold up the ball, who can create space for others to run into, and who brings energy for 90 minutes. That's exactly what Cunha offers. He stretches defenders, he links play, and he's our best option for this type of match. Let me know what you think about this 11, and tell me which player you would change and why. Now let's dive into the heart of this game, the tactics we're going to use to beat Crystal Palace. First and foremost, nothing will work if the players don't fight. We saw it in the last match: too relaxed, too nonchalant, too slow to react, and we paid the price. But this game demands a completely different mindset. Every player must be ready to battle from the first whistle to the last. Every ball, every second ball, every duel matters. If we start slow, if we allow Crystal Palace to settle, they will punish us mercilessly. We have to attack as a unit and defend as a unit. The moment we lose focus, even for a single second, Palace will exploit it on the counter. They are fast, aggressive, and relentless, and if we don't match that energy for the full 90 minutes, we'll be exposed. Tempo is everything. We must start high, stay intense, and maintain that pressure throughout the game. Tactics alone won't save us. It's the fight, the energy, the willingness to outwork them in every moment that will decide the result. Secondly, we have to start this game at an incredibly high tempo to seize that crucial early lead. We've seen the pattern: when we score first, everything works in our favor. But the moment we concede early, it opens a dangerous door. It happened recently. For the first time in a long stretch, we conceded first, and we lost. That shows just how deadly it can be. In this formation, scoring first is not just important, it's critical. If we fall behind, we risk chasing the game, leaving gaps, and Palace will exploit those gaps on the counter in an instant. Crystal Palace at home will come out hungry, trying to strike first. And we cannot allow that. Both teams play the same formation, so it's going to be a battle of who gets the early goal. Whoever scores first gains tactical control, and we cannot give them that advantage. Our plan has to be clear: start fast, hit them with energy, press hard, and aim to score within the first 20 minutes. Once we have that goal, we maintain a high, compact midfield block with Mason Mount orchestrating from deep, ready to intercept, counter, and dominate transitions. I'm not talking about sitting back and defending the lead. No, we need to score first and maintain control in the middle, letting our false nine guide the play, turn one goal into two, two into three, and build momentum that Palace cannot stop. The first goal is everything in this game, and if we get it, we set ourselves up to dominate the rest of the match. Thirdly, our wingbacks must be fully active and alert because Crystal Palace's attack heavily relies on the wings. They have excellent wingbacks, players who can cross the ball with precision and speed, almost at will. This is exactly where we've struggled in the past, and we cannot allow it to happen again. Every time they whip in a first-time cross, they are looking to feed Mateta up front, and that is a direct danger to our goal. We need to completely shut down those wide threats. Shaw and Mason Mount have to provide constant support to Dorgu on the left whenever we are being stretched, cutting off passing lanes and blocking those crosses. On the right, Bumo and Euro need to support Ahmad, making sure Palace never find an easy way into our box from the flanks. But it doesn't stop there. We also have to be extremely vigilant during counter-attacks, especially whenever our wingbacks push forward. Palace thrives on quick transitions, and their pacey attackers will punish any gap we leave. Shaw and Euro must cover for Dorgu and Ahmad when they overlap, delaying or stopping threats long enough for other players to recover. If we're careless here, Palace will exploit it instantly, and we cannot give them that opportunity. Finally, the most critical element, the through balls. Palace live for them. Mateta, Sarr, and Pino are all fast and constantly looking to split our defense with dangerous runs behind, and Wharton and Kamada will always try to find them. One moment of hesitation or poor positioning from our defenders, and they are one-on-one with our goalkeeper. We cannot allow that. Our defensive line has to anticipate every pass, stay alert, and avoid sitting too high unnecessarily. Fast reactions, communication, and awareness will be key to shutting down these deadly through balls. Every defender needs to understand their responsibility, delay, block, intercept, and reduce Palace's attacking options at all costs. Fourthly, we have to make absolutely sure we take our chances. Crystal Palace have an extremely organized and resilient defense, and this means that every opportunity we create must count. What happened against Everton cannot, and will not, happen again. We cannot afford to waste even a single clear chance. Every shot must be purposeful, every attack must be deadly. In a game like this, one goal can completely change the momentum, and one missed chance could be the difference between winning and losing. We have to be ruthless, clinical, and mentally sharp. One shot, one goal, that must be our mantra for this match. Our attackers, Cunha, Bumo, and even Bruno, must take every opportunity like it's their last, because in games against top organized teams, chances are rare, and missing them could cost us dearly. Lastly, Mason Mount and Bumo must always support the midfield, especially when we are not in possession. They need to track back, close passing lanes, press hard, and support Casemiro and Bruno Fernandes, ensuring our midfield remains solid and compact. Mount has consistently done this for us, chasing every ball, adding energy, and providing balance. And make no mistake, Palace's Wharton and Kamada were rested in their Europa Conference League match against Strasbourg. They will be fresh and unleashed against us on Sunday. This means our midfield has to be stronger than ever, with enough bodies helping to dominate the center of the park, stop their attacks, and maintain control. If we can replicate our high-intensity performance against Arsenal but this time also capitalize in front of goal, we can dominate the game, break their lines, and secure all 3 points. Every player must understand their role in both attack and defense. This is where games are won and lost. Manchester United fans, this is it, the moment to show who we truly are. Sunday is not just another game, it's a statement. It's about proving that we've learned from our past mistakes, that we are better, stronger, and hungrier. Crystal Palace will come at us with everything they've got, and make no mistake, they will test every single part of our team, from the goalkeeper to the strikers. But we are Manchester United, and we cannot shy away from challenges. Every tackle, every pass, every run, every chance counts. This is the game where mentality meets quality. We have the talent, we have the skill, and most importantly, we have the heart. But we also need discipline, focus, and intensity for the full 90 minutes. Fight for every ball, defend together, attack together, and don't give them a single inch of space. Be ruthless in front of goal, be smart in the midfield, and dominate the flanks with our wingbacks. This is the type of game that can define our season, and we cannot allow ourselves to make the same errors that have cost us points in the past. I want every player to understand the weight of this match, every fan to feel the urgency, and every Manchester United supporter watching to believe, because this is our team, our club, and our season. If we execute these tactics, if we play with heart, intensity, and intelligence, we can take control, silence the critics. So, let's get ready for a massive battle on Sunday. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated, because we are breaking down every single aspect of this Manchester United journey together. Let's show Crystal Palace what Manchester United truly is, a team that fights, a team that conquers, and a team that never gives up.